So the University of Georgia was able to absolutely dominate UAB 56-7 today. Nothing much you can really say about the defense. The defense played really, really well. Didn't give up a touchdown. Georgia has yet to give up a touchdown this year off defensively. The only touchdown they've given up came from an interception late in the fourth quarter. We'll talk about that later. But defensively, Georgia's biggest run they gave up, I believe, was 10 yards. No, they gave up a 16-yard. No, they gave up a 23-yard run later in the game. I believe late in the fourth quarter. Gave up a couple, 10, 12, even a 15-yard run. That's really about it. Held UAB to 118 yards rushing. Only held them to 47 yards passing. This pass defense played outstanding today. The cornerbacks, defensive backs, nothing you can really say bad over there. The longest reception was 17 yards coming, I believe, in the second quarter. Georgia just completely dominated UAB. And offensively, the only thing you could really say is Georgia kind of struggled running the ball early. Later on, really throughout the game, I would say they struggled running the ball. But later on, they started to add on yards, especially in the second half. I think they rushed for over 100 yards in the second half. Stetson Bennett went 10 of 12 for 288 yards, 5 touchdowns. Also had a 1 carry for 20 yards, and in that carry, he broke a couple tackles, made a couple guys miss. That was pretty interesting. Carson Beck came in. They put him in for 2 drives in the first half, went 0 for 2 in the first half. Second half, he goes 4 for 8 for 88 yards and a touchdown. And then he threw an interception. It was a really bad interception, got returned back for a touchdown. Shout out to Brock Bowers. He had 3 catches for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, both in the first half. One on that big, he was wide open, 89-yard. I believe it was like a tight end wheel route. He was wide open. Stetson Bennett hit him right on the money, and he took it 89 yards to the house, and he had another touchdown. I believe it was like a 20-yard touchdown or something like that. Jermaine Burton had a nice catch. I believe he started it off with a 73-yard touchdown. And even Arian Smith, he was wide open, broke out in the secondary. And Stetson Bennett threw a solid ball on a right shoulder, and he took that 61 yards for a touchdown. Overall, Georgia completely dominated. Second straight game in a row where they held a team under 200 yards, which is insane. UAB had 118 yards rushing. That's about it. Like I said, 47 yards passing, and they went 8 of 17, 47 yards passing, and a couple interceptions, 3 interceptions. Tyler Johnston for UAB played absolutely terrible. Their other quarterback didn't do any better. And Georgia had almost 550 yards of total offense, 376 yards passing, and 163 yards rushing. 163 yards rushing, probably not as good as what we wanted. But again, UAB is, if we're being real, a top 5 defensive group of 5 team. Last year, they were top 10 in the country, I believe, in total defense. This year, and especially their front 7. I thought their front 7 played as good as well as they could, especially with that talent gap. But again, Georgia completely dominated this game. This game just wasn't close ever. And Georgia rolls over UAB 56-7, outgained them over 400 yards too.